All right, what's good, little squirts? Welcome to a market recap for today. Today is January 29, 2026. I'm going to be going over January 28th as well. So we go over 28th. Coming into this morning on the 28th, I hope you guys didn't trade either of these days. I didn't really see any setups. But coming into the 28th, I literally just looked at open and seen what we were doing and turned my ass right back around and went right back to sleep. And the reason for that being is if we come to the 4 hour, and we come on over here to ES. This was yesterday. Keep it in mind. We come on over here to ES. As you can see, we have a all-time high SMT, right? So ES came and took out all-time highs. Nasdaq is still lagging. So I'm like, okay, we have a bearish SMT going against us. Kind of keep that in the back of my mind. Let's see if there's other like areas of like points of interest, I guess we can say. So what I noticed on Nasdaq, I was like, okay, Nasdaq is super overbought, right? Super fucking overbought. We had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 straight 4-hour candles of bullish structure. And this 4-hour candle right here on the 27th at 1800, it didn't put in a bottom wick. So I was like, okay, I could possibly see like a retrace down to here and then a rejection from that point of area, but I didn't have a specific area that I wanted to see price reject off of, right? It's very like, it's pretty much very blatant. It's just a whole bunch of 4-hour candles. Like maybe I could have seen this, but at this point in time, like if I'm waiting for price to come all the way down here, I might as well catch shorts, but I don't want to be shorting inside of all these bullish 4-hour gaps. So I was like, okay, let's just take a look at ES. So Nasdaq, again, there was a bearish SMT and Nasdaq was inside of these, all these fucking bullish 4-hour gaps. And then you come over to ES, and if we drop down to the hourly on ES was inside of this 1-hour bearish gap, but also inside of this 1-hour bullish gap as well. And again, there wasn't really no like specific area I wanted to see price reverse off of. Like it was also inside of this 4-hour bullish gap as well. We had yet to put in a top wick to this candle at 6 a.m. So I was like, I mean, a high time frame bearish SMT with the all-time highs. Both assets are inside of 4-hour bullish gaps. And then you have ES, which is inside of 1-hour bearish gap. I was like, I didn't really have a bias coming into this morning, or that morning, which was yesterday. I was like, honestly, I'm perfectly fine with just staying out the fucking markets today. I was like, I had a good Monday, Tuesday. Don't really want to fuck it up just by like forcing a trade. I literally did my pre-market analysis and I was like, yeah, honestly, fuck this. I'm not even going to watch it. So we can see how this ended up playing out. I don't even know because like I said, I just turned over and I didn't even look at the charts at all yesterday. We did have all this LR built up that I did like, honestly. I did want to see some like sort of bullish structure, but again, we had that high time frame bearish SMT and I was like, I don't really want to like risk it for the biscuit, you know. So I just stayed off the charts. I'm happy with the decision I made. Let's go ahead and see how this played out. All right, kind of just chopping around like, what even is this? Didn't really see much in here. Maybe there's longs right here. This 1 minute long, this doesn't look too bad. All right, we had this 1 minute 2020 1 minute long right here. What were you rejecting at this point in time? I guess you can say you were coming down and you hit this last 1-hour gap right here where there was no candle or no wick put into this candle. There was no wick put into this candle as well, so I didn't really like that. Maybe we came down here. If we came down here and swept out these 1-hour intermediate lows, okay, cool. We didn't end up doing that. We were still super fucking premium. I think we were inside of, yeah, we were inside of a 4-hour gap as well. So I mean, this didn't look too bad. If you had the discretion, it just didn't look that good off of open. We came down, we manipulated lower. Okay, right? We still have all these stacked highs up here, so I guess you had a good draw on liquidity. You could have took that 1 minute, but it was inside of a 2 minute, so it didn't really look that good. It's all based off discretion, right? There was no 3 minute. Let's go to 4 minute. I don't think there was a 4 minute. Yeah, so if you wanted it, you could have took this 2 minute right here. It doesn't look too bad. Your stops can be like somewhere relatively down here, and then you could have targeted like all these highs up here, right? Just this high up here, or maybe even if you wanted to hold for an extendo TP, you could have held all the way up there, but at least go break even at this high right here. So this would have been a break even trade overall. And then obviously, if you didn't go break even, you would have been stopped out, whatever. If you had discretion, that price was going to go higher. That 1 minute, sure, okay, it's cool, but I would have definitely waited for that 2 minute at minimum. And yeah, let's go ahead and see how the rest of the day played out. Kind of looks like we're just chopping around. Let me get this off the screen. Let's go to 5 minute. What are we doing? Kind of just literally just chopping around, right? At this point in time, it's 11:05, and I'm not seeing much. We come down to the 1 minute. And what are we doing? We're literally just chopping down. Now, maybe there was a bearish SMT up here. It doesn't even look like it. I don't know. just oh, in days like that, I would just prefer you guys to stay the fuck out the markets, and that's honestly where I had to learn the hard way, right? I used to jump on eager to trade every single day, and even when it wasn't the best of market conditions, I would still look for a trade. And honestly, if this was me maybe 4 or 5 months ago, I probably would have smacked some dumbass trade somewhere in here. Maybe this like 2 minute short down, maybe this 2 minute long, right? Whatever the case may be, I probably would have took something stupid. The only like decently good graded trade I would see today, like I would rate like an A or A minus, was this 2 minute long. And if you can go break even at this 932 candle, that's completely fine. But make sure you go break even at least. So that was all I seen yesterday. Let's jump into today. Let's see, the 15 minute, where is it at? That was Wednesday. Nope, that was still the other day. So let's delete all this shit. Let's jump to present day, right? Is this present day? Oh, it is present day. Nice. Let's go ahead and mark out open, right? And then same thing really with today, right? I didn't really have a bias. I did notice this long ass wick that was FOMC yesterday. I believe this was the FOMC wick. And I didn't really mind shorts, right? I kind of wanted shorts. We already had that bearish SMT put in place. The only thing I didn't like is all this high time frame LR right here. I can't wait till we come and take that out next week or possibly even tomorrow on Friday. That would be super fucking nice. I do see us. I think we're trending back up, right? Yeah, we're kind of trending back up right now. But we had this wick down here that I really wanted to see get taken out. However, right at market open, I also seen, okay, cool, yeah, we're in a bearish sentiment right now. We come to the 15-minute chart. We're just, slowly going down. We're inside of this bearish gap. However, we ended up inversing that back to the upside, and then we came down. We ended up creating this 15-minute bearish gap. So I was like, cool. If I'm looking for shorts today, I do want to see price come into this 15-minute, possibly that 5-minute as well, which we ended up getting. We ended up getting a tap in this 5-minute almost fucking perfectly. This would have looked really, really fucking good if we got an entry, but there was no entry. Dropped down to the 1-minute. Where the hell does that shit at? Right? We did get a tap into the 5-minute, just barely wicked it out perfectly, and then all of a sudden we just started shitting the bed. And I was like, okay, cool. Maybe if we got like a 1-minute IFVG somewhere in here, that would have been nice, or like a 30-second somewhere in this wick up here. There was no 30-second, there was no 1-minute. I was like, fuck, all right. Well, this is really my draw for today. Like maybe we can get a 5-minute pullback. I don't even think we ended up getting a 5-minute pullback. Yeah, we just ended up shitting the bed, what, like 200 points? 182 points down towards that wick, and then we continued to shit the bed after that wick as well towards like these lows down here, which was another good draw. So on and so forth, right? And then you had this unlike filled hourly down here, right? So you had good draws on liquidity. However, nothing was too blatant, and we just didn't get a pullback. At this point in time, like, I got the charts, where's the 15-minute? Somewhere like around this 945 candle right here, kind of where it ended, and I was like, am I really going to wait for a fucking 145 point retrace back up there just to come back down again? I was like, chances are that's probably not going to happen. Even if we do retrace that high, we're either just going to continue higher, which I don't want to see. I would have to wait for like this 15-minute to get inverse. It just didn't look pretty overall. So I tended to sit out the market today. There was, I think, like 1 minute long somewhere down here. After coming down and tapping, what the fuck did we even tap into? I did see some people post about it on social media, right? We didn't really tap anything. There was this 4-hour way the fuck up here. There wasn't really shit down here. Like, yeah, we took out these lows, but what are these lows inside? Not really anything. Come down to the 15-minute. Was there any, like, maybe, like, unfilled 15-minute gap somewhere down here? I'm not really seeing shit, right? What is over here? What do we have? This tiny 15-minute that could be like the last possible area I want to see. And I mean, yeah, I guess we came down and hit it, but then we were inside of this 15-minute bearish gap. So like, I didn't really like anything right here. Like I said, I wasn't even on the market. This is my first time looking at it, but even if I was, I probably wouldn't have took anything like this. So let's come over here. All right, 15-minute opens up. What do we get? We get internal structure created, which is cool. If I am going to take some type of like long somewhere in here, I do want to see some internal structure open up. Awesome. We get an internal high right here. Let's see if we ended up getting an SMT. Hold on. We didn't end up coming down and re-swooping out these lows. Oh, we did right here. So we did create a SMT with the lows. But even then, I still don't even see an entry model. Now, there might have been a 30-second here. I don't have the 30-second on TradingView. I use StopSips 30-second. But overall, it's looking like there was really nothing, right? This is all chop. It is LR, though, so that is very nice. And then, like I said, we had this unfilled 15-minute right here that we can go ahead and use as a target area. I don't know if there was a 5-minute in here as well. If there was a 5-minute, it might have cooked everything. No, it just looks like there was 5-minute internal highs. So overall, I mean, if you guys found an entry somewhere in here, maybe there was a 30-second after like somewhere in here, it wouldn't look too bad. Again, it was just super late in the day, happening at like 11 o'clock. So obviously just lower graded. And just in days like this, I would just stay the fuck out the market. Like pre-market, it didn't look too bad. All right, it wasn't that obvious of where price wanted to go, but after we started getting like a rejection from this 15-minute and 5-minute, it can be like, okay, yeah, we're probably going to go towards this FOMC wick. Looking for a 5-minute pullback, didn't end up getting that. I would have smacked an entry somewhere in here if we could have. Didn't get an entry in there, right? Kind of would have been a big stop loss, would have de-risked on this trade, but would have passed my evals with this trade, but it is what it is. Like I said, I don't want to risk it for the biscuit. I'm literally, I hate this mindset. I hate the one trade away mindset, but I'm genuinely one trade away. I'm like $500 away. So there's that. So yeah, that was all for today. I have daily profile videos coming out over the weekend. There's going to be a series of them because obviously London and New York AM, they all do different things on different days. So there's like seek and destroy, London manipulation, New York continuation, or New York reversals, stuff like that. So I'll definitely drop in-depth videos on those. It's going to be about 3 of them. I have a psychology video coming out tomorrow. And yeah, I think I'm going to do a open, low, high, close video today, which is like an AMD model. So if you guys are interested in any of those, go ahead, leave a subscription, turn on the bell notifications. If you guys want, I never told you guys to do that before. I never do that. But yeah, links in the description for everything. Free Discord, money off on your Lucid evals, 40% off right now towards till March 1st. So go check that out. Everything's in the description for you guys, and I will catch y'all tomorrow.